Alrighty guys, today for some reason I thought it would be a good idea to react to the scariest things caught on security cameras. So we'll be watching some videos, but I thought first of all I'll go on Reddit and see what stories people have, because that could be very interesting. So let's dive right into that one. Alright, I'm just sorting by the most upvotes so we get the best of the best, alright? Worked as a harbour master a while ago. Had to check the marina's cameras after a boat was abandoned at our docks. I was looking for the owner. I looked on the tape from the boat's first night in the marina. The man who had sailed the boat in was standing on the end of his boat for 2 hours, barely moving. Then at 1:30 in the morning, he just walked off the back and dropped into the water. He never came back up, never found his body. Oh my god. Starting off with a bang. I work in a retail store, and for a while I worked security here. One day when we were reviewing footage from overnights, we saw this teenager calmly set down his shopping basket, take off his hat and glasses, and just charge at a wall. Hit it head on. He did this 2 more times. When he was done, his face was messed up and he put his hat and glasses back on and just left. This is so scary. Was a security coordinator for a large electric company and had access to like 80+ facility CCTV infrastructures. Was doing maintenance check on some random train station at like 3 AM. Panned a camera as far to the right as possible to check that it was functioning. And this dude was on all fours eating a deer in the middle of the tracks. Watched him for like 10 minutes and went to get the other guy on shift. When I came back, the dude was gone. Rewound it and the dude stopped munching on the carcass, wiped the gore off his face, and walked into the woods like he didn't have a care in the world. That's really scary. We're going to this one now that is, people have read it with security cameras. What is the creepiest thing you've caught on video? Hopefully this is a bit less intense. My stepdad woke up one morning and found a bucket of fried chicken in our driveway. For some reason, he didn't think it was odd at all. I did and checked our camera recordings. Ends up being this lady walked up to my car at like 3 AM with a bucket. She was obviously homeless and probably on drugs. When the camera light turned on, she yelled, "I brought you some chicken," and left the bucket on the ground by my car. To this day, I wonder what was up with the chicken lady. That's so cute. That's so cute. You made a best friend. You actually just made a best friend. A neighbor walking by, which he does every day, and realizing the cameras were being installed. Next day on his walk by, he stands still and just looks at the camera. Could understand him looking for a few seconds to see how they were wired, what brand, what they might be able to see, etc. But he stood there just looking at a single camera for about 14 minutes. Look, that's just pretty funny. Like, that's something that I would do to my neighbor. I would just try and scare them like, "Oh, you're getting cameras installed, huh? Let's scare the frick out of you." And it worked. Bit of backstory. I rent the upper floor of my best friend's house, so we see each other quite often, and I use the kitchen and the washer and stuff like that. One day while we were at uni, someone broke into the place. Nothing was stolen, but the house was a disaster. So I checked the footage of the camera we have out front. See the guy go in, don't see him come out, called the police, checked the entire house, nowhere to be seen. I don't have neighbors to add to the strangeness of the situation. Well, turns out the guy was on the roof. He was up there for a good week before we realized. There was just a dude living on top of your roof for an entire week. That's crazy. I used to do asset protection for a Walmart in a very drug addicted area. The creepiest thing was seeing how fast someone would go from completely normal to absolutely out of it in the span of a year because of the drug. You could build a timeline of their demise through CCTV pictures and video. That's so sad. One man in particular really stood out to me. The first time I apprehended him, he was very polite and intelligent, just stealing to get his fix. A year later, and the 4th time I caught him, he was basically a shell of a man. He tried running from me, and I looked him right in the eyes and said, "I know you, Gary, last name. Please don't run." The look on his face of someone knowing him who he couldn't even remember will always stay with me. That's so sad. Don't do drugs, kids. I was working at a pub in Sydney. That's Australia. And watching the CCTV when I saw a guy continually cross and uncross his legs while playing a poker slot machine. After a few minutes, he walked to a corner of the room, took a dookie, and proceeded to go back to playing his machine. That's hilarious. Of course that happened in Australia. Of course it did. We had security cameras installed on the property whilst we were living in South Africa. We had a monitor set up next to the bed so we could see what's happening on the 4 cameras without having to get up out of bed. That's like a good idea, but at the same time that's scary because every time you're in bed, you can just see outside. That's terrifying. I wouldn't be able to sleep just knowing I can like see what's going on outside in the middle of the night. It's really creepy. One night we heard something, so we turn on the monitor and see nothing unusual. I'm ready to go back to sleep, but my partner thinks something is off about one of the cameras. Does this camera look like it's pointing in a different direction slightly? No, same as always, and it's back to bed for me. She isn't convinced, so she starts watching the recordings. True enough, footage of some dude prowling around on the property and the camera catches him adjusting it. The terrifying bit, the way his face looked beneath the balaclava. You catch a man with a mask adjusting your cameras, you call the police because they are up to no good. They are up to 0 good. I can tell you that much for free. Let's jump over to some videos now. Most disturbing things caught on home security footage.
For this first video, this house owner would wake up one morning to find his cell phone completely missing. The house owner lives alone, and this would be enough to make him check his home security cameras. And disturbingly, this would reveal what had actually happened. Rather than showing the house owner simply misplaced his phone, the cameras had clearly caught some unknown man walking around inside the house. It turns out the man let himself in through an unlocked back door, and only minutes later can be seen crawling around the bedroom of the house owner, who the whole time was asleep and completely unaware.
No, why is he on all fours? Why is he on all fours? Hell no. Also, what is in his mouth?
The man can be seen stealing the house owner's phone, which would end up being the only thing stolen. But most disturbingly is the fact that the man can be seen holding a knife in his mouth.
It's a knife. It's a knife.
Which proves this man came prepared for confrontation. Had the house owner woken up during the break-in, things definitely could have ended a lot worse than just a stolen cell phone.
Nah, absolutely not. That doesn't make me happy. That does not make me feel good inside.
This home security footage was captured in the middle of the night, and it shows a man dressed in a Michael Myers costume walk into frame and eventually right up to the house's front door.
Why does he have to be in costume?
The man can be seen holding what looks like a knife and wastes no time in trying to open the door. After realizing it's locked, the man simply walks off, but only to return 2 more times to again try and open the door. On the 3rd try, the man can even be seen attempting to use his knife to assist him in getting the door open. But luckily, after being unsuccessful, the house owners would never see this supposed home intruder again.
Surely you have to have a plan. Surely you have a plan. If you've gone out of your way to get in costume, get a knife, go find a house, you try it once, it's locked. Okay, do I know how to open a locked door? No, I'm gonna walk away. He's walked away and then gone, maybe it wasn't locked. Let me try again. Goes back. Oh, still locked. I don't know how to open a locked door, so I'm gonna leave. And he goes, no, I don't give up. He's like, oh, it's locked. No, you got this, Stab it, you can open the door. Nope, it's still locked. Poor guy. That'd be bad for his self-confidence. I feel like that would be pretty bad for his ego.
On an early morning in July of 2016, a woman living in Chicago would discover that her purse had gone missing.
I've seen this one. This is the worst thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
July of 2016, a woman living in Chicago would discover that her purse had gone missing. Both the woman and her boyfriend would attempt to retrace their steps in the hopes of locating where it had been left. And this would ultimately lead them to go back and check the footage of their home security camera. But horrifyingly, when they would rewind the footage to 3:30 a.m., it would reveal a hooded figure walking around the upstairs of their house. Only a few hours prior, the couple had mistakenly fallen asleep on the couch watching TV.
The couple are literally right here. They are asleep on the couch right here.
Which would cause them to forget to lock the doors into their house. And this would allow for the intruder to get inside the house completely undetected. The intruder would stand at the top of the stairs for around 10 full minutes, seemingly contemplating whether to go down the stairs or not. But finally, he would leave, with nothing but the woman's purse. Some other nearby residents had reported to have seen the same guy around the neighborhood, and had even caught him on camera again lurking around. But the guy still hasn't been caught.
That wasn't the video I thought it was, and I'm glad, because that video I'm thinking of is terrible.
This couple was on vacation in Zimbabwe. The house they were staying at had a pool, and so on the night of October 27th, 2016, they can be seen by one of the home's security cameras going for a late night swim. And that's when, practically out of nowhere, a crocodile can be seen walking up to and eventually leaping into the pool.
What? Oh my god!
This obviously caused the couple to desperately attempt to get out of the water. Luckily, both of them would survive, with the woman only receiving minimal cuts on her shoulder and elbow.
What? You're just in your pool and a crocodile jumps in? What do you mean? This has to be in like Florida or something.
The crocodile would later be relocated back into the wild where no human contact was possible.
That is insane. That is insane.
This video features a montage of clips taken over the course of around 5 months. The first clip is in January 2017 and shows a man in a car pull up next to a woman asking her if she needed a ride. The woman would respond saying she lived just right here, but would later go on to regret telling the man this, as just the next day the same car can be seen lingering around just outside her home.
Oh no. Wow, he pulls up all the way.
Over the course of the next few days, the car can continually be seen driving by watching the house.
He slowed down. He's reversing! No way. No way. He does not pull in. The same day? No, that's not chill. That's not chill.
Eventually, the man is able to confront the woman again, and this time tells her he could use some help around his house. The woman would obviously refuse to help the man, but this wouldn't stop him. Later, the same man can be seen, this time in a different car, leaving a note in the house's mailbox. The note again stated that he could use some help around the house, but this time he wrote down his phone number. The woman obviously wouldn't call the number, but instead called the police to report the situation. One comment suggested that the man was most likely just waiting for the right moment to snatch the woman.
Oh my god. Never tell anyone where you live. Never. That's so unfortunate that she just happened to be outside of her house. So like obviously you'd be like, oh no, like I live right here, it's fine. Like that's just the obvious thing to do. He was patrolling that house for a week after that. Oh my god. People are terrifying, dude.
This home security footage shows the house owner's 3 daughters playing on their backyard trampoline. But after only a few seconds of this, a man in a white van can be seen pulling up next to them. The man would then attempt to lure the children inside his van by offering them donuts. The oldest of the 3 girls, obviously understanding the danger of the situation,
Thank God
would quickly grab her sisters, getting them inside.
Thank God one of them was old enough to know. That's so sweet, thank God. Sprinting.
And the man would drive off shortly after. This footage shows an intruder walking around a house looking for various valuables. The guy had only broken into the house seconds earlier by smashing a window. And while this was going on, the house owner's kid and their babysitter were out running errands. But when they returned, unknown to them, the intruder was on the top floor of the
Oh no, he was still there. He was still there. Cool. That's so good.
The kid can be seen walking around the kitchen, but when the babysitter heard footsteps upstairs, she can be seen frantically grabbing the kid and running outside to the neighbor's house.
Good.
Shortly after, followed by the intruder running away. And the intruder himself was never caught.
He wasn't wearing a mask. Surely he looked at the camera at one point. Like, there has to be footage of his face. There's no way he wasn't caught. You've got like full face, hair, you can see his height, you can see his clothing, you can see his bag. There's no way he wasn't caught. Alrighty, that's enough of those creepy videos and stories for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you did, and let me know if you enjoy these type of videos. I'm happy to do some more. This was pretty fun, even though it was scary. It was pretty fun. I enjoy it. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!